Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool. And the topic today is you can't hide quality. I was at a materials recycling store. Basically it had tons of building materials of all different sizes and colors and shapes, plus a ton of hardware, and of course a pile of tools. And the tools get picked over pretty fast. If somebody brings in an old toolbox and they just dump it into the various bins of screwdrivers and wrenches and sockets and pliers. And I was just kind of digging through because I enjoy looking at the wear on different tools just to see what holds up, what snapped, where it snapped. And I found these. They were in the bottom of the plier bin. They were actually pretty dirty. And the moment I picked them up, I thought, there's something going on with these. These aren't the usual junk ones. These are good. And I did see, you can see it's a little bit off right in there. It's not bad as far as this shape, but the tips just lined up. I mean, something was up. And I looked closer at the store and I couldn't see what this was until I got home and cleaned it up. But this is M. Klein & Son. This is an older pair of needle nose pliers, but it's just silky smooth, no real play to speak of. And just the feel, the solidity, the density, the heft of the material just tells you quality. Looking at the date code, which is right in here, if I can get the camera, this LEO, I think that's 1948, meaning that these things are 73 years old, if my math is right. And that means that they've been beat up, abused, wet, dry, rusty, just used hard, for almost 3/4 of a century. And I pick them up and notice right away, these are way better than everything else in this big bin of pliers. Now, when I was in high school, I had a kind of a friend I looked up to who was a mechanic, and he had SnapOn, and he was also one of the big influences of why I appreciated SnapOn so early. But he said, grab 2 wrenches, grab a SnapOn and like a Craftsman, and throw them in the garage. And it's like, really? Throw your tools? He goes, yeah, just toss them, just right onto the cement and listen. You toss the Craftsman, and it's kind of this bongity bong bong. You toss this, and it rings like a bell. And he said the metal, the forging, everything is so superior that you can hear it. Well, I think you can feel it as well. And it has to do with probably some nearly imperceptible things about metal that you just know. I mean, even just the sounds. This one here, it's an old vintage Snap-on. Here's a Craftsman. Here's a Ace Professional. This Craftsman sounds better than the Ace. Whoops. And the Snap-on sounds way better than the Craftsman. And then when you feel them, it just feels denser in your hand, like better metal. Not just the way it works, the silkiness, but just the feel on your skin is so much better here that if I closed my eyes or put a blindfold on, I could easily tell the difference. And that's actually a challenge you should try, and let me know how it goes. Get a Craftsman pair of pliers maybe, and a Klein or a Snap-on, and hand them to somebody who's blindfolded or can't see them, and ask them which one feels like better quality. So I've got this old 1948 pair of pliers here, and this thing, it just right away felt different. And I've got some older ones here. The same thing happened here. Just felt like this was a higher quality design. Same here. These are both old Kleins. Some of the new Kleins, I mean, just the silkiness of them, the operation, it just is totally different than a lot of the other pliers when you pick them up. So if you're curious, if your inexpensive tool store tools or your overseas made Amazon tools, how they stack up, get something that's fairly similar, but one is one of the better kind of premium brands like Snap-on or Klein or Knipex, and hand them to somebody else who doesn't know which ones they're holding, and ask them which one just feels like a higher quality tool, and see what they say. In my judgment, I can tell just by the feel, the density, the solidity. But I'm curious what your findings are. Anyway, if you've had some stories also about just digging through tools quickly and then all of a sudden feeling that quality, and you just know it right away, share those as well. But otherwise, keep digging, because these are out there. And with that, Doc out.